morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. It's me again, as I will told you that I'm going to take you through the life during the holiday. And this time around, I'm going to be with you for a quite long time because this holiday is somehow long. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining today's live. You're with Uwera, a passionate urban farmer. Yeah, I'm encouraging everyone. I'm encouraging everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Kindly come and say hello, come and say hi, and share with me where you're watching me from. Yeah. For those who are going for work, safe journey masses. And for those who are going for bed, have a blessed night. And for those who are going for counseling, may God also bless you. But thank you so much for joining today's live. Kindly come and say hi, come and say hello, come and share with me where you're watching me from. Yeah, before we move on. By the way, I'm also encouraging everyone and encouraging mostly women to start up their own gardens, whether chicken gardens, front yard gardens, backyard gardens, wherever. But thank you so much for joining. Kindly come and share with me where you're watching me from. Kindly don't leave without double clicking the screen and liking. And don't forget, friends, to subscribe. But thank you so much for joining today's live. Kindly come and share with me where you're watching me from. Come and say hello. Yeah. Today, this time round, I'm going to talk about how to make a nursery bed. Yeah. I'm going to talk about how to make a nursery bed with Uwera, the passionate urban farmer. But thank you so much for joining today's live. Kindly don't forget to leave without saying hi. Don't forget to leave without double clicking the screen and liking. And don't forget to leave without subscribing. But thank you so much. Friends, continue supporting Fire for Profit Uganda. Support us with supers. Yeah. By the way, we do also have online training for those who are overseas. We are having online training, and for those who are like in Uganda, somehow near to the farm, you need hands-on. So you may come on our farm and you have a training, bring the children, bring the women. Yeah. But thank you so much for joining today's live. Kindly come and share with me where you're watching me from. And don't forget to leave without double clicking the screen. Yeah. This time round, by this holiday, I'm having a great idea, and I would like to come up with my own poultry during the holiday, because I'm going to spend a lot of time when I'm at home, and I would like to begin with like 50 birds to 70 birds. But friends, I need your support. Kindly come and support me so that I come up with my own poultry during the holiday before I return back to school. Yeah, but thank you so much for joining today's live. Um, as I will told you that I'm going to talk about how to make a nursery bed. Yeah, but before I move forward or before I go on, I'm encouraging every parent, every woman to come up or to set up her own garden. By the way, at Farm for Profit Uganda, we do set gardens. You need a front yard garden, a backyard garden, a kitchen garden, wherever you want. Thank you so much for joining today's live. If you haven't said hello, kindly come and say hello. Come and say hi. Come and share with me where you're watching me from. Yeah. And friends, always available, waiting for the support. Yeah. I'm really serious on the idea of me beginning or setting up my own poultry. Yeah. But thank you so much for joining today's live. Kindly come and say hello, come and say hi, come and share with me where you're watching me from. I'm going to talk about how to make a nursery bed. Firstly, the seeds are already depending the when you're having as in tomato seeds, green pepper, and eggplants. For them, they are soaked in lukewarm water for like 3 to 4 days. Then after all, you may get something like flour for them to separate, yeah? Yeah. And then after all, and then after you take them to the already prepared place of the nursery bed. Yeah. But before that, you first prepare the soil because the soil where those seeds are planted it is very different from the main garden. Yeah, the soil must be well fertilized for the seeds to come up very well. And after you plant there your seeds for like 2 weeks to 3 weeks, depending on the seeds. If it is green pepper, it may be 3 weeks. Yeah, and for and and after those after planting the seeds into the soil, after planting the seeds in the soil, after planting the seeds in the soil, then you have to prepare the garden. If you are to grow your vegetables or to grow the plants directly, then prepare the soil very well. And when you're making holes in the soil, you should just leave some little space like 5 centimeters to 10. Yeah, this can help these vegetables to grow well and not to be scattered. Yeah, but thank you so much for joining today's live. If you haven't said hello, kindly come and say hello. Come and say Hi. Friends, remember I'm having an idea of starting up my own poultry with at least 50 to 70 birds. But friends, I really need your support. Come and support me and come up with those, come up with that idea of me starting up my own poultry with like 50 to 70 birds. And my goal is to just rear them for like 1 month because we are having this side we are having a market of 1 month chicks. Yeah, I'm having that idea and I'm really requesting for your support so that before I return back to school, I do something else. But thank you so much for joining today's live. If you haven't said hello, kindly come and say hello. Don't forget to leave without liking and subscribing. And don't forget to share if you're interested. Yeah. And I will not stop and I will continue emphasizing everyone, every woman to grow his or her own vegetables. Yeah, it's better you grow your own vegetables than buying every day, every day, every day. It's really better to grow your own vegetables and having passion in them so that you take care of them and they will come up very well and you will have better yields. Yeah. But thank you so much for joining. Kindly don't forget to leave without liking, subscribing, and don't forget to leave without saying hello, saying hi. Yeah. Emphasizing everyone to come up with his or her own garden. They're not only women but also men and children, by the way, and also the young ones. By the way, it's better for those young children to learn how to grow food when they are still young, because they will grow up knowing that they must grow food because I eat every day, and there will be no more buying food every day. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining today's live. If you haven't said hello, kindly come and say hello. Come and say hi. Come and share with me where you're watching me from. Yeah. And for those who want to set for them gardens, contact us on +256 766 447434 and we shall come and set you a garden. And remember, we are having a training at our farm for those who want to be trained. We are having the online training, and you can also come to the farm and be trained to mix soil, how to make organic fertilizers, how to make charcoal briquettes, how to make organic pesticides using the vegetables in the garden. Yeah, and how to use the available materials to make fertilizers. Yeah, but if you haven't said hello, kindly come and say hello, come and say hi. And don't forget to leave without liking, and don't forget to leave without double clicking the screen and subscribing. Yeah, friends, don't leave without saying hello. Come and say hello. Yeah, but thank you so much for joining today's live. Friends, I would also like to talk about how to mix or how to make soil. Yeah, I would like to also talk about it. For most people use wheelbarrows in their gardens, but in one wheelbarrow of soil, then add there one basin of manure. The manure would be the chicken droppings, goat manure, cow dung, and the rabbit manure. Yeah, you may use any of them, but goat manure and rabbit manure is better. Yeah, it's better to be used. And one basin, and there you add one basin of charcoal dust. If you don't get charcoal dust, you may use aloe vera. Then add, or you can use one basin of sand over the sand of big particles. And the reason as to why we use the sand of big particles is to ease the drainage in the soil. Secondly, after mixing the soil, you can use any ratio you want depending on the space you're having. And secondly, you you may put the holes in the, it may be the polythene bag, maybe the jerrycan of cat, a bucket, wherever, that you put a good number of holes for also easing drainage. And after putting the holes in the bucket, polythene bag, then you get like 6 particles of bricks when they are broken. Then put them in the polythene bag, maybe the jerrycan of cat. And the reason as to why we put those bricks in before putting the soil, it is that when you're watering, those bricks keep the water in them, so that when the plant dries up, for them they release the water to the plant so that it doesn't lack water easily. That's the reason as to why we use the briquettes while preparing or while growing vegetables. And after putting the small bricks in the poly, then put the mixed soil in your container, in a jerrycan of cat, and wherever, but put the mixed soil with manure with the fertilizer. After that, position the dry can of cut, position the poly in a place where the vegetable will be able to receive direct sunlight for at least for 6 hours to 8 hours. Yeah, after positioning them very well, then wait for the plant to grow slowly by slowly. And when time comes and the vegetables come up with some weeds, then you can uproot them for the vegetable or for the plant to grow very well and to produce better yields. And once the vegetable or the plant is affected by any pest, you can use organic pesticides because they are they do more better than artificial pesticides. I advise people to use organic pesticides because they are safe to be used. Yeah, and during the use, you will get and the plant will produce good yields and high yields. Thank you so much for joining today's live. If you haven't said hello, kindly come and say hello. And don't forget to leave without double clicking the screen and giving me a thumb up and subscribing. Thank you so much for joining today's live. As I will tell you that I'm having an idea of beginning my own poultry, and I would like to come up with like 50 to 70 birds. But friends, I really need your support. Kindly come and support me and I come up with this project before I return back to school because I'm going to spend long time during the holiday. Yeah. But thank you so much for joining today's live. If you haven't said hello, kindly come and say hello. Come and say hi. Come and share with me where you're watching me from. And have a good night.